All right, so I made a bit of a mistake. I recorded the other day when I went to the shop and I got a bunch of work done and then I lost all the footage. So I don't have anything from the last update to now. And at this point, all I have left to do is the suspension and the wheels, which you'll see in just a second. All right, so we are out at the shop. Hopefully I do a good job and get this video right this time. Oh man, apparently you can't just flip the camera while recording. So give me 1 second. All right, so I made a bit of a mistake. I recorded the other day when I went to the shop and I got a bunch of work done and then I lost all the footage. So I don't have anything from the last update to now. And at this point, all I have left to do is the suspension and the wheels, which you'll see in just a second. And there we go. All right, now that we got that turned up, let me go ahead and put this guy away. You go on the bench, which is a mess right now. Look at that. Shame on me. Anyways, bike. So as you can see, a lot of it's together now. We got plastic front to back. That black fender came with my other bike that I had just bought a few weeks ago. It was brand new, so rather than going out and buying a whole new black front fender to go with this thing, I figured let's just use that for now. This is what I'm considering my practice bike. We also got a Works Connection clutch perch, some, what are these? Sunline bars. However, that's just temporary. I've got a sponsorship thing I'm working on with another company. So that's just temporary until that all gets through. It's kind of dirty just because the plastic had been sitting and I put it on with some greasy hands. This rear fender is still faded. I did clean it up a little bit, but it's not perfect and it won't be. That's going to get replaced probably. I pulled the graphics off. This is the plastic that was underneath. It looks pretty good, I think. And if we come around to this side, same thing. Dirty just from sitting and I didn't clean it back up before I put it on. But this also came out fairly good. Got that Pro Circuit pipe on there. So pretty much everything is back on this bike except for the wheels and then obviously chain and chain guide, which I need to order the chain guide still. But look how clean this all came out, especially when compared to what it looked like when we got the thing. Look at that shock. And I'll be pulling that shock back off because we got some goodies. Look how much better this all looks. Look at that tank. It's all nice and... Oh, if I can point it in the right direction. It's all nice and black. You can see where they had painted over it before with some spray paint. That's what they had originally done. And this is spray paint too, but we're going to put some grip tape down this section right here to protect this. It's been cleared. I've clear taped over some highway areas such as this head tube right here where the cables wrap around. But look how pretty this bike is starting to look. So you can see the forks are pretty bad because I cleaned them up and then just set them into the clamps and they are leaking a little bit just sitting here. So anyways, let's go over to the other workbench. Daniel's Project. Pulling the engine out of that guy. And we have a shock rebuild kit, fork rebuild kit, tools to do it, and we got oil. All right. And then the main thing to do today though is work on these wheels. We got the tires off. I got everything removed. And so they're looking kind of nasty in there. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to clean all this out. And I'm going to go through all these spokes. The spokes aren't exactly the cleanest, but if they're in good enough condition, I'm going to run them, but they are all loose. So what I'm going to do is go through, clean this all out, go through all the spokes, make sure that they're all tight and will move. And if that all goes according to plan, then the goal is to have tires back on these by the end of tonight. So let's get to it. Gotta find my scrub brush. I need that. Maybe. That's garbage. I don't know if that'll clean up well. I don't know if I want to trust it. But I got a brand new one anyways. See? Pretty. And the camera. That's my nice camera. I've yet to really use it for any of these videos. Kind of just a pain to do. So we're just working off the phone. Here we go. I need this guy. Yes. And well, the hits keep coming with this bike. Where is it? I'm pretty sure it was on this side. Maybe I'm wrong. It might be on the other side. There she is. We got a crack in the rim. Now, I don't have the whole thing cleaned up just yet, but I did find a crack. I'm going to finish scrubbing these up, get them all cleaned up and everything like that. I'm still going to go through the spokes, check how those are all going, because that'll kind of determine what's salvageable here and what's not. But the crack's not too bad. Again, this is a practice bike. I'm not going to be taking it to a bunch of big tracks or anything like that with a lot of jumps. It's just going to be on some circle tracks, basic drills, things like that. Just putting seat time on it and getting fitness going. So it's kind of just a matter of, well, we can fix it. So I found a crack in the rear rim. It's not too bad from what I could tell, but as you can see, we're not done cleaning them up just yet. So I'm going to get them all scrubbed up, take a look at the crack, and I think right now what I'm just going to do is I'm going to press forward with just getting these cleaned up, back together, back on the bike. I don't think it's going to be too bad that I can't ride it for a little while before having to replace it. So, and when I do that, I'll probably go ahead and get spoke kits front and rear. And I might just do both rims just to make sure that we're good on both sides. So, I don't know. That's kind of right now it's just going to press forward with the original plan and just get these back together at the moment. So, alright, going to have to make a game time decision here. I can't get all the spokes to move, or at least the nipples to move free of the spokes. A lot of them are seized, so I'm gonna have to think about that one a little bit. I hit all the spokes with some PB Blaster or whatever, so we'll see if that does anything for them. But for now, I'm gonna call it good on the wheels for tonight, and I'm gonna move on. And let's go ahead and pull the forks off the bike. That bike. That one, the green one. We're going to pull the forks off and see about getting to work on that tonight. Maybe we can get something good out of it, and so we didn't just waste our time coming up here and messing around with some wheels that are just apparently messed up. Alright, well, a bit of a rough ending at the shop tonight. I got most of the forks apart, but I got held up when I couldn't get the bottom caps off so I could drain it all the way. I need to go get a 14mm Allen for that, which I'll do tomorrow. But one of the forks, and I'll put the picture in a second. That was my dog, just hit my arm. On the bottom of one of the fork legs, there's a chunk of the aluminum casting for the, I can't remember what they're called. The piece on the bottom of the fork legs that the axle passes through. Out. The edge of it just kind of cracked out, and I'll put that out in just a second. Hope that shows up fairly well for you. But yeah, so I got that chunk missing. I don't know if I can fix that or not. I'm thinking what it would probably come down to is if it's not going to affect the operation of the fork, I can probably stick it back on with some aluminum JB weld. I've still got the piece, so I can clean it up, throw some JB weld on it, put it back on, and then kind of reshape it. So that might be the way to go for that. I'm not sure, but between that and then the cracked rims with the stuck spokes, kind of a rough night. So anyways, I'll see you guys next week.